Joining us today is season 19 American Idol contestant Alex Miller, joining us all the way from Kentucky. Thanks so much for hopping on with us.
Oh, thank you for having me on. It's a real honor to be in Nebraska and Kentucky at the same time.
Absolutely. Well, we are here to learn all about you, your musical story, your rural life story, and I'm so excited to dive into this. But get us familiar with who Alex Miller is. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm a young man. I'm only 17 years old, but I feel 75 all the times. I'm a senior in high school, about to graduate. I was born on a farm, and I've been raised on a farm and know farm life all too well. So and I'm an FFA member. I'm actually a regional sentinel in the FFA, and I do a lot of FFA activities and love the rural life and love being from a small town.
So, Alex, you had the opportunity to let people on national television get to see you and see your way of living. Tell me what it was like to bring rural America to national television.
Well, it was a great honor to bring rural life to national television. I'm just, like I said, I'm a small town guy if you ever met one, and I have the personality to where I know everybody and everybody knows me, and that's just where I was raised. It seems like, used to. Whenever you drive up the roads, everybody knows who everybody is. We'll wave and honk and all kinds of stuff at each other. So I tried to bring that kind of way of life to the national scene, and people really seem to enjoy watching that kind of thing. It's something a lot of people haven't ever experienced, and it's nice to be able to bring that to them.
And it's also pretty rare for a 17-year-old to be really familiar with some of these traditional, strong-rooted country artists. And that's really, I think, who you derive a lot of your music from. Can you tell me about your musical background and some of the inspiration you derive it from?
I sure will. So it all goes back to two things. It goes back to the Wiggles and Thomas the Train's, what I always say. So whenever I was a young boy, I liked Thomas the Tank Engine. That was my favorite show growing up as a kid. And I asked my granddad, who is a big bluegrass, country music, gospel fan. I asked him, is there any songs out there about trains? And he said, yeah, there's one by Hank Williams. And so he bought me a CD, and I listened to that song. I was like, man, I like this. And so I learned that song, and then I learned the rest on the CD. So that's kind of where it came from as far as that side of things. And I can't thank my granddad and all my parents and my family for all the support.
That's awesome. So I want to talk a little bit about your FFA experience too, because that's something that's really been pivotal in your life. And for a lot of FFA members, I think they can say the same thing. Tell me about your FFA journey. It's not something that you've really had a chance to talk about.
Yes, it's not, but it's definitely a big part of my life. I owe a lot of my personality and my outgoingness to the FFA. Whenever I was a freshman, I wasn't the outgoing guy you see now. I was outgoing, don't get me wrong, but I didn't know how to really talk in front of crowds and do that kind of thing. And so I joined the FFA, and it taught me how to communicate to people, and it taught me how to get myself out there to people. I'm not shy no more, and I think that comes across. So I've got my Greenhand Degree, my chapter degree, and I'm working on my state degree now. So a lot of things are coming up, and I've competed in a lot of competitions through the organization, and very thankful for my FFA experience and all it's done for me.
Let's dive into those a little bit, if you would. What sort of things were you competing in? Tell me about your SAE. What did you do?
So my SAE is actually beef cattle. So I have a beef cow and a calf that I do my SAE on, and I also have a SAE in farm labor, and I help my granddad on the farm as much as I can. It's fencing and bush hogging and raking hay and baling hay, all that good stuff. And it's a hard, as you know, probably it's not the easiest life there ever is, but it definitely is one that'll teach you a lot, and you learn a lot more from that than I've learned in school. So I guess that's good and bad.
Yes, definitely. I love the beef cattle too. Nebraskans are very, very familiar with that way of life.
Oh yeah.
So going back to this music, I want to ask you kind of a question, shoot from the hip. If you had to pick one song to describe Alex Miller, encompassing all of these things we talked about, what song would that be?
That's a good question, man. I ain't got one like it. I would say a song that would describe me the best. There's so many. That's a hard one to narrow down. But I would say it would have to be. Oh goodness, I'm going to go ahead and say, considering that I'm beef cow and talked about beef cows, it's got to be the Milk Cow Blues.
Okay, what is that? Can you tell us about that song? What is that?
Yeah, so it's all about a milk cow running away from home, and every time our cows get out, we got to chase them around. So I feel like that. I feel for that old cow every now and then.
I love it. That is so funny. I love it. So with this whole American Idol journey, the whole national stage journey, you've accomplished a lot in this experience. Biggest learning moment, what was it?
It would have to be, as far as me learning, not just with Idol, but in general, would have to be, I cut my teeth at a place in Kentucky called Renfro Valley. And I learned how to be a performer and how to entertain a crowd. So whenever somebody asked me, you know, where did that entertainer in you come from, I would have to say it came from Renfro Valley. It's a variety show, much like the Grand Ole Opry. It's like Kentucky's version of it. And it's one of the places that I would say that's taught me so much. And American Idol has taught me how to interview and taught me how to do all kinds of stuff. And it's definitely been a learning experience. It's all learning. We're all learning, ain't we, Daddy? So it's a lot of fun.
So taking all that, what do you take with you in the future from those learning moments?
Well, I take with me the fact that I was on a big stage and know how to work that stage. And I take away what Luke Bryan said about trying to push myself a little bit and doing some different types of things. And I was working on doing a Frank Sinatra tape the other day just to try something a little different. So that's what I'm going to take away from this whole experience is that you know, they never said I was bad. They just said I needed to work on a few things, and I agree with them. So it's just one of those things.
Well, you are only 17 years old and you have accomplished so much sitting here talking to me. I'm honored to talk to you, but you mentioned the Grand Ole Opry, Alex, and tell me about this new experience that you're going to get to have and what it means to you.
I don't tell nobody, but that to me, that's winning American Idol, especially. I can't thank Luke Bryan enough for being that upstanding of a guy and coming through with his promises is just unreal. That just shows what kind of man he is. And I can't thank him enough. You know, we kind of do two different styles of country music, but yet we still like the same things like the Grand Ole Opry and being able to go out and sing to people. And it's nice that he sees that and is trying to help me. So the Grand Ole Opry, I don't know when I'm going to be on, but if you want to come from Nebraska and come see me, I'm sure we can work something out.
Oh, I would definitely take you up on that invitation, Alex. That would be awesome. So you also released some exciting information today about your musical career. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Yes. So I have released I'm Overused to Get Over Me, which is a song I wrote about an ex-girlfriend of mine and did on American Idol. So if y'all want to, go out to Pandora and Spotify and give it a listen and tell me what you think of it. It's a fun little song, and I believe everybody can relate to it at some point somehow.
Love it. Perfect. Well, Alex, as we round out this conversation, we've mentioned a couple times you're still in high school pursuing your high school career. You've got a lot coming ahead. What's next for you?
So I'm going to try to pursue music, and that was part of this whole American Idol journey was this is what I want to do. And my mom and I had a serious conversation about that one night, and that's what led me to the American Idol experience was her saying, you know, you're going to have to go to college and you're going to have to do this. And Alex said, I just don't think that's up for me. So I wanted to do something with music, and she signed me up for American Idol, and I did it 1 week, and they sent me to San Diego, and it just showed me that I am doing what I am supposed to do. And it was that was a defining moment for me.
Well, we wish you the best of luck in that journey, Alex. As we round out the conversation, what one thing from Kentucky would you tell Nebraskans about agriculture?
I would tell you that be glad y'all got flat land because we got so many hills out here, we can't do nothing with them. So y'all just be glad y'all know what flat land is like.
Thank you for that. Now we'll be appreciative.
No, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
All right, Alex Miller joining us. He is a season 19 contestant of American Idol, joining us from Lancaster, Kentucky. Alex, thanks so much.
Thank you, fella Alex. Thank you.